So Chantal, same for you. What would you think would be the strength of studying in a smaller town?
It's so much more personal. I think you get to know more personally, like you have a favorite place that you go, like for breakfast every morning, or like a favorite spot in the public garden to sit, and you just kind of develop these like really more special, unique like relationships with people and places rather than just seeing new stuff all the time. I think you form a deeper bond with a place when it's a little smaller.
And would you agree with Chantal that you feel a bit more like home immediately? It becomes your home easier.
It's really nice when you're walking down the street and someone's, oh, how are you? How'd that test go? Oh, how was this? It's different. And you can practice the language more here. That's the reason I came here. Because in a big city, the lot of tourists, yes, this place has tourists, but they prefer speaking Italian as opposed to some other larger city. They'll go, oh, I hear your accent, let me speak English to you because I'm helping you out. But I think, staying at home, feeling at home, and practicing the language more importantly, because that's what you're here for, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons, definitely, and should be one of the most important reasons. And what advice would you feel to give to anyone that would consider to study in Taormina?
What advice? Bring snorkels. I don't know. I couldn't. You just sort of. I'd say, okay, best advice is make friends with the locals because it's more fun that way, and you learn more in a more fun way. Like you think about the conversation that you want to have the next day, so you learn the words before you even. I don't know. It's good motivation to learn more and apply what you're learning too, and they are more than happy to help you as well.
Chantal, what would you your best advice?
Definitely just. Yeah, like she said, make friends with the locals. Like I've said before, pick a spot that you love and just keep going back because then you get to know you get to have connections that way, so you should come back.
All right. And Kelly?
The same for me.
Same for you?
Yeah.
So, Hannah, you have enjoyed the benefit of two different API programs in two different towns. You had a semester in Florence and then a semester here in Taormina. And what would you say made your Sicilian experience special?
Living with the family.
Okay.
Because living with 7 girls is one apartment. Make your hair go grey. But it's, I think that was by far, but the school is completely different. Babylonia is just so much better than the one in Florence.
No, I wouldn't want to compare.
No, but I mean, I came to study Italian and I learned more than I did in 3 months in Florence than I would have in 1 month here, which, I don't know,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, because I was really sort of angry that I was in Florence for 3 months when I could have just been here.
Yeah.
In the winter it gets a bit boring though. It's all closed.
Yeah. So Chantal, and we heard that you have been enjoying also playing guitar, and we have heard you until a couple of minutes ago. And as you said before, you had a favorite place where to go and play and make friends, blah blah. What are your observations about music and more in general art and culture here in Sicily?
It's so much more. People stop and pay attention to it. I feel like in America, or a lot of other countries, people are in such a hurry. They're in such a hurry to just get things done that they don't stop and look and listen and pay attention to the great things like that. And people here
just
have different priorities. Yeah, it's more of a priority to enjoy like the sentimental, like artistic things in life than the like, hurrying around and doing errands and stuff.
Last question for Kelly. Kelly, yesterday you being the very first one to turn the capstone a week in advance than the deadline, and your capstone was on archaeology in Sicily. What did you learn about the archaeology in Sicily? And I mean, if you would give a more general sense of it.
I mean, it's really old.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, because that's very interesting. That's old, and you study in Auburn, no?
Mm-hmm.
And there anything there which is 2,000, 2,500 years old.
I mean,
how does it feel to live in a place where wherever you go, you have something old?
For me personally, last summer I worked on an archaeology dig. And so, we would find stuff and we'd go back in the lab and date it. And, I thought at the time, I was like, wow, this thing's 800 years old. It's so old, so awesome. And then, like, for example, when we went to the university in Catania, like, they said the area of the floor dated back to 8,000 BC. And I'm like, well, that's way older than 800 years ago. So, I don't know, I think the
that's up.
so I don't know, I think it's really interesting, really cool, and I think a lot of stuff's very well preserved. Considering like the stuff that I've seen at home, it's not really it's not preserved as well, I guess you could say.
Okay, girls, it was really a pleasure for us to have all of you here in Taormina. You've been lovely students, engaged, and we are happy also to hear that you also had a good experience, nice life, and well, hopefully see you sometime soon. Okay, so enjoy your last weekend in Taormina, and may see you later some days. Ciao, ciao, bye bye.
Ciao.